Welcome to Small Circle. I'm your host, Mark Small, with 3 new movements and review of 3 movements from last week in this 13 series Yang Family Style Tai Chi Chuan. We're going to be standing one-legged a lot today and next week as well. So think about how we use our whole physiology, not just the lower legs to hold us up. Let's look at how the arms and the legs work together. The arms and the legs work together this way. We link to the bottom of our physiology by holding our both arms up above us. So practice at home, standing, and you can gently lift one foot and keep the upper arms as a balancing point. Imagine a tightrope walker with that long tightrope walker pole and keep it out there for balance in the upper body. Let's look at our movements. Kick with toe, high pat on horse, let's review from last week's lesson how we use the body from this upward standing one leg, golden cock stands one leg, then I step back into my front leg before I shift my weight back, standing one-legged again, golden cock. Same thing when I step back a third time. I want to use the front leg before I shift back into plane across hands. So last week's lesson is remembering the ability to stand one-legged by linking the sacrum to the feet to the head top. There's really 6 points. Bubbling well, that point in the front of the arch, also the heel in the back of the arch allows you to feel the arch of the foot supporting you. The front, bubbling well, links to the perineum and the mid-body. Sacrum links to the heel. So when we stand one-legged, the back goes down, the front lifts up. We link those 2 points to 10,000 points. There's more than 2 at the top of the head. We think about the top of the head being completely suspended so that we're like a thread, down in the back, up in the front, and using the head top for balance. This is like using, in addition, the arms as counterbalance for the lower body. We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's think about how we stand. One leg, golden cock. Step back into the front leg, step golden cock. And back a third time, plane across hands. Last week's lesson. Again, from white snake creeps down. Turn out the front toes 90 degrees left side. Stand one leg. Then step back and stand two-legged. And step back a third time, turning to plane across hands. Then turning to high pat on horse. Separation, kick with toe. Plane across hands a second time. High pat on horse, and turning to kick with toe again. Linking the sacrum to the heel, standing one-legged. That's today's focus. Remember when you're kicking, right foot kick with toe, compress into the stanchion leg. Reach with a foot, reach with a hand. I want to feel my lower body initiating the movement forward. So I'm going to step, and I feel like I'm rolling down in the back in order to reach forward to high pat on horse, turn, and kick with toe a second time. I have to use this principle, I remind us, linking the sacrum to the heel and linking the front of the physiology to the arms in this counterbalance in the upper body. We'll be looking at this kicking sequence through next week's lesson as well. It's a delicate, narrow stepping and narrow balance. So practice balancing at home, using a chair, using an instrument so you can balance, swinging from the top of the leg, lifting the knee next, and then the foot finally for the kicking or standing on one leg. Use the whole leg to stand on. Use the whole leg to pendulum or free yourself for kicking. I'll do that and use my arms to hold me up so that you build strength in the core of the body. This is how we keep our balance in Tai Chi Chuan. So again, from kick with toe, and compress, plane across hands, high pat on horse. Turn the waist once, turn the waist twice, turn the waist 3 times, pulling in the front toe. Then I can separate and kick with toe 45 degrees behind myself, left side. 2 more times, please. From kick with toe and plane across hands, separation, kick with toe. For this 9th lesson, think about, again, turning to kick with toe and reaching to compress. Open, then turn back, turn and open the arms to kick with toe again. So I'm lifting my whole leg to kick with my leg from my hip. The knee comes up, then the foot comes out, hinged at the knee. And you can practice this at home using a chair. You want to keep your balance in the stanchion leg and let the hip swing and let the knee lift and let the foot then follow in this ability to stand one-legged and kick with toe. First time, kick with toe. So let's look at the legs again. From this high pad on horse, kick with toe posture, compress into the stanchion leg and reach to open and turn back, kick a second time, opening as you reach with the upper body. But we're looking at the legs. When I step, I want to compress down into this stanchion, then move forward. When I'm going to turn my waist, I'll turn my waist 3 times. There's 2. I turn it a 3rd time, pulling in the front toe, pivoting on the heel. Very few times in Tai Chi Chuan do you turn with the weighted leg, but we're going to pivot on the heel and pull the toes in so that I can realign myself 45 degrees to kick with toe behind ourselves left side. So let's practice again with this separation, kick with toe, compressing into the standing leg, reaching with the right leg, then step, pull in the back toes, turn the waist once, turn the waist twice, turn the waist 3 times to separation, kick with toe. The legs in particular again, from separation, kick with toe, reach, then shift the weight. Turn the waist once, turn the waist twice, turn the waist 3 times, and kick with toe. Now this series are very narrow and very small turning series of movements, standing one-legged. We're going to use the upper body and as counterbalance and think about the bowing of the arms. When I'm reaching with my foot, I want to reach with my hands. I want to bow my arms, suspend my elbows, keep this extension from kick with toe, keep the extension outward, reaching, reaching, reaching in this manner. So we're going to notice that the arms are rounding ourselves, and I pull myself into that rounded stance. I pull myself by closing and opening. So I'm going to notice that my upper dantian, the sphere Tai Chi ball, initiates the motion of opening and closing, as we know, but the bowing of the arms is going to give us a feeling of outside of my physiology, inside of my physiology. I'm going to turn myself inside out and press through the bowing of the arms. This will be like a tightrope walker who has a long 10-foot pole and is able to feel the pole and use it. No self-respecting tightrope walker stands like this and then tightrope walks in this manner, too narrow. He's going to be pushing out, turning. So think about how we use our arms, turning and extending this bowing of the arms. I say turning ourselves inside out because notice the bow is first upward. This is an upward bow, even though my palms are down. Palms are up, palms are down. There's only 3 bows, I remind us. Upward bow, frontward bow, downward bow. So you can practice letting the arms sink, let them then lift to the front and then above. Then you can see there are different ways to move the hands while you have different bows of the arms. But I'm still feeling that I've rounded myself, including my back in this bowing of my arms for today's lesson with an upward bow of the arms. Then as I press, keep the upward bow of the arms. Now bow to the front. Then bow upward with the left arm, upward with the right arm to turn and kick. Still my arms are bowed upward. So think about how we come from an upward bow to a frontward bow right here, and upward bow to finish the movements, kick with toe. So all of this is in review to think about how we're going to then use our one-legged stance and use our bowed arms to turn. So again, kick with toe, and compress, compress, compress. Bow the arms back, turn and kick with toe. Then I will turn so that I can kick with sole, 90 degrees, right side, and punch downward. Think about how we're going to use the bowing of the arms to make the turning. You can practice this at home. Hold on to the counter, swing from the top of the leg, and use a pendulum effect. Pendulum, swinging around. Use your arms as well in a pendulum manner so that my arms and my leg move to turn me in. So I'm open, I'm closing in order to turn. Use the bowing of the arms to turn. Use the pendulum of the legs as well. From this separation kick with toe, 45 degrees behind ourselves, right side, turn into half bow stance with toe. My left toe on floor. My right foot 180 degrees behind myself. My arms are bowed with my right hand in front of my left. So it looks like this when I turn toward you from kick with toe, turn, half bow stance on toe, right hand in front of left. Again, kick with toe, turn. Then I can lift to kick with sole. Now our kicking with sole is like depressing a clutch on the car. Instead of kicking with a toe, we're going to push into this kicking with sole. Again, from proper directionality, kick with toe, 45 degrees behind ourselves, left side, turn, and kick with sole. From here, I want to compress into my right leg, then turn back, punching into bow stance. Yeah. So we'll look at the bowing of the arms from the open position to the closed position, kick with sole. From here, turn the waist and drop the left hand to the lower, and the right hand will come from the hip level to punch. Again, from kick with toe, turn, separation, kick with sole. Now left hand goes left to the right side rather. The right hand is your punching hand by your hip level high and comes out from your hip to punch downward. I want to keep this angle with my forearm the same as my leg, a slight incline to my torso. This is arguably my straight back. In line with my back leg, the slightly inclined torso, I'm pressing down and punching downward. The punch comes from the turning to kick. We're compressing at 2 points. From here, kick with toe, right toe, compress, 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 compress. Reach with a foot, reach with a hand. We also compress after high pat on horse, in kicking with toe. Here, I'm going to kick with sole and compress, 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 compress. So think about how you sink into the standing leg, compressing into your sit stance, always defining our sit stance. So we're going to slow down here and review a little bit the kicking with toe, kicking with sole series. And remember, the arms are going to bow in the process, turning ourselves inside out, so to speak, so that we feel our arms bowing and we're pressing through that counterbalance of tightrope walker arms in the upper body in order to facilitate all of this standing one-legged and turning as well. When we do turn to kick with sole, I want you to think about how we bring the arms in at a closed position from 180, the right hand facing the back, left hand 90 degrees left side. This is different than the separation of the arms to kick with toe. When we kick with toe, shoulder width apart. When we kick with sole, 180. That's a 90-degree angle in the turning for kicking with sole. So, remembering everything at once, from this standing kick with right toe, 45 degrees to the left side, step compress into the high pat on horse, plane across hands, turning the waist 3 times, kicking with toe, turning, kicking with sole, and pressing downward to punch. 2 more times, please. From right foot, kick with toe, and high pat on horse. Follow your hand with your eyes. Turn the waist. Continue to turn the waist back to kick with toe. Turn. Kick with sole. And punch downward. Again, please. Kick with toe. High pat on horse. Turn the waist back. Turn the waist again. Kick with toe. Turn. Kick with sole. And punch downward. I'll show you the hands again for the kick down, punch downward. From the kick with sole, I'm going to drop my right hand to my hip level high. My left hand comes down to brush my right knee. From kick with sole, here. Then forward, brushing my left knee with my left hand. Right, punching downward. So think about turning the waist to the right. From kick with sole, proper directionality, and turn the waist to the right. Then go, punching downward. So when we're thinking about standing, think about standing one-legged with the bowing of the arms holding us up. If we use the upper body correctly, we can turn and stand without touching the toe down to half bow stance on toe. You can turn just in this manner to kick with sole. From here, kick with toe, here, and go right into kick with sole before you punch downward. If you want to, practice keeping your balance by linking the 2 points in the feet, 2 points mid-body, all the way through to the head top. These are the ways that we use our stanchion leg, to use the upper body and the lower body, separating the inside from the outside through the bowing of the arms, tight rope walker arms. Remember this as you practice in your Yang style Tai Chi Chuan. We'll see you next time at small circle.